Do you remember the? I don't remember what they were called, but the little things that would pop if you threw them at the floor, like little bits of gunpowder.
Little popper things.
The
thing I got
poppers.
kicked out. I got kicked out of Washington D.C. for.
Oh fuck! I remember we took like several boxes of them and just like taped them together. We were like, "This is gonna be so sick."
It's just loud.
It wasn't too sick. I think like 4 of them popped and the rest just didn't.
I told you that story, right? When I got kicked out of the National Air and Space Museum in Washington D.C.
Like maybe, but you're gonna have to tell it again.
Well, there was like a little cart outside. I was there on a field trip. There was a little cart outside selling fireworks, and they had those things. I was like, I fucking love these things. I'm gonna buy a bag, and I had it in my hoodie pocket. And I was walking around in like talking to friends in a cafeteria at the National Air and Space Museum, and I like fidgeted with it in my pocket, and they all exploded. It just blew up and shot sawdust everywhere. And then the security guard came over and was like, "Yeah, you gotta leave."
Oh man.
And luckily, this was before 9/11.
Yeah, honestly, there's so many.
They would have shot you.
Yeah, they would have just killed you. God, I completely set myself on fire in Spanish class once.
Wait, what?
Well, so all right, so you ever like?
Está muy caliente.
So you ever like? You ever take like a sock and it's got all the fuzzy stuff on it, and you would take a lighter to it?
Nope, I'm gonna stop you right there.
No, yeah.
Never lit
That
my
was
sock
like-
on fire.
Oh, we would always. So we would take our socks and light a lighter to them, and then they would just do a quick like whoosh of all the little fuzzies, and then that would be it.
Oh, okay.
And I was sitting in Spanish class and just like playing with a lighter in my hand, and I was wearing like a fuzzy flannel jacket, and my entire jacket went whoosh. Like it was. I swear it made a fucking noise. And
In
the
Spanish
teacher was
class,
looking right at me as it happened. His name was Mr. Charles. He told me to get the fuck out.
In Spanish class is the funniest part of that to me.
Yeah.
I was over a friend's house once, and her boyfriend lit a match and threw it at me, and I went up in flames. And they had to put me out because I had like a lot of hairspray on my shirt, and it just went.
that's brutal.
You guys are just like lighting yourselves on fire throughout your childhood.
I did not light myself on fire.
I've got a story that I'm sure I've told before, so I'll zoom it. But was at a coffee house, the Cup and Wanta, for anyone from Long Island, and they would do open mic nights, but we felt like we got held hostage by it because like we were the only people left. Guy gets on stage and starts doing like the worst stand-up routine I've ever seen, and I'm like trying to be polite and watch him while my friends are just yapping right over it, and they're like, "Oh, fuck this guy." But my buddy Dave was lighting little bits of hand sanitizer on fire and just patting it out. But then he did a big cupful in his hand, lit it on fire, and clapped it, and it splattered all over me and set me on fire. Imagine you're a guy doing open mic stand-up, and the one person watching gets set on fire. The guy just stopped his routine and left.
That's crazy.
It was insane. Not any of the Daves you know, Chad.
Yeah, fire's fun.
Nah, I wasn't one of those guys.
I did not like fire.
Oh, dude, I used to light
Believe
big
it or
pens
not.
on fire.
Sure.
Well,
You one of those
honestly,
kids on the school bus, just like with a lighter in the back seat, going like, check it
probably.
out.
Yeah. I was definitely that kid. But this all changed. Long story short, some people I knew burned a house down. It was a very sketchy night, and I respected fire a lot after that. I had a healthy respect for fire after that.
I feel like
grow up
this
with
is the most
firework culture.
This is like the most insane, like out group I've ever been a part of. Like, you guys all were playing with fireworks and fire as children.
I was not playing with fireworks. They were illegal.
We were playing with fireworks.
My cousin. This is insane. He would spray apples in like hairspray, and then light them on fire and throw them at houses.
Oh my god, that's
pretty crazy.
That's arson.
yeah, that's just a crime.
I don't think any of them ever lit on fire.
Oh, good.
Then if it's okay, forget I said anything.
Well, I think it was arson. I think it was just like
Attempted
arson.
Just,
yeah.
yeah.
property destruction. Yeah. He did have me smoke weed at the age of like 9,
Oh my god.
which was not a nice thing to do to a 9-year-old.
I was thinking
Nice.
about like
Yeah,
it's
crazy.
sad, but how funny is it to be like a 12-year-old that's addicted to cigarettes? Like to be a
That
12-year-old and be like, I don't feel right until I have
I
my
need to
smoke.
I grew up with those kids, man.
But yeah, no,
That's
he was
fucking
like,
funny. Like it's sad, but it's also
It is,
really
yeah.
funny.
Yeah. He was
Walk
like
into the
16 and I
bus.
was 10. I did start smoking at 12, so but I didn't feel like I was addicted yet.
Walk into the bus with like a 14-year-old who's like coughing up like green worms in the morning, and I'm like, dude, you probably shouldn't do that, man.
Fuck you! I'm learning fucking algebra today. You don't know what it's like in fucking 8th grade.
I had one kid who like poured gasoline down the fucking like sewer and lit it on fire. That was
He lit the sewer on fire.
yeah, like because he wanted to see the flames and smoke shoot out of like all of the
The
drains.
manhole covers, yeah.
I saw a kid very badly burn himself because he was bragging to everyone that
Apollo, you're with me, right? Like the fact that these stories keep escalating is insane. Like they don't have like one
time
fire
my
story.
friend
They
built
have
a
like
bomb
What
and
was the
blew
median
up
income
White
of the
House.
town you grew up in?
I have no idea. They weren't lighting each other on fire, I guess.
It was high.
They had cable.
To be fair, mine was high too, but we still did
Mine was
fireworks.
probably pretty high as well.
Yeah, now this kid, he was bragging to everyone that he could put gasoline on his pants and put it out. he could not. He could not. And the house we were at, the kid's house we were at, it was like this edgelord guy, and he would put his cigarettes out in a cup of gasoline because he thought it was like cool that he did that.
I can put myself out.
It wouldn't even be that cool. Like I don't even think
Yeah,
I'd be that
wow.
impressed.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be that impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what an insane risk for like the tiniest reward
Yeah,
imaginable.
That was the same. I told you about the kid who had the knife in his cane, and the cops immediately found it.
What
Did
are
I
you
tell
doing?
this?
Oh my god, Apollo, you're gonna beat me by like
Damn,
a fucking
damn.
fraction of an inch. Oh my god.
Long story short, that was the same. He was just like habitually arrested. Like like there was a specific cop who would just harass him constantly, but always find something to arrest him for. And he had a broken leg and was walking with a cane, and the cop shows up and he's like, "Come on, man, I'm walking on a cane." And then he opens the cane and there's weed in there and a knife.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, a lot of these kids that I'm talking about ended up like doing boutique drugs and maybe are not with us.
Yeah, no,
anymore at this
several
point.
people
Hey, a
talking
couple
about
of kids that
definitely
I grew up with are dead too, all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
Now,
one kid.
That person is, as far as I know, is like insanely successful now and has at least one child who's like 25. Fucking standing out in front of the bodega one day with a bunch of people. I'd maybe like 13 or 14. And this guy comes up, can't remember his name, but just goes, "You want to see something sick?" We're like, "Yeah." And he just stole a car. There was a car running out front, and the guy went into the store and he just took it.
Dude, if you leave your
insane.
car running, you kind of deserve your car to
It
get
was
stolen.
amazing.
You guys
He was
ever
like
like lay
14.
on your back on a summer day and try to make like shapes out of be like that cloud kind of looks like a fucking
that
like a
cloud looks like a
face or
bomb.
something?
But yeah,
That
but then
sounds like a stolen car.
then I shot the cloud.
We didn't. So it's like we didn't have any gun stuff.
No,
Like,
no gun stuff either. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I talk to people who grew up where I live now, and they're like, "Yeah, I started shooting a gun when I was 7 months old." I'm like, "Damn, that's crazy."
Wait.
I'm exaggerating, but you know,
He's got a binky and a fucking blicky.
yeah.
You really shouldn't give your 7-year-old kid a binky.
7-month-old. That's what he says. I agree with both of the statements.
7 month you can have a binky, that's all right.
I never saw a leash kid before, and then one day I was out and I saw a leash kid, and I started like losing my mind, and then a friend of mine was like she looked a little just sad, and she was like, "I was a leash kid." I was like,
Dude.
"Oh, like you're fine. You you turned out good."
Like leash on the neck or like leash on like the wrist?
Backpack.
It was like a harness.
Yeah, the kid wears like
Harness.
a backpack style thing that has a cord connected.
Oh, is that
to it.
like Stuart? Didn't
For what it's
Stuart
worth,
do that?
I was not a leash kid, and I probably almost died 100 times.
That's
by
what
way
I'm
of,
saying, man.
Hey, yeah.
So, you know?
I wasn't a leash kid, but I still became a leash adult. So, like, you know, what's the point?
He's on today, man. He's on today. Neck leash is insane.
That is
That's why I was like, I'm like,
yeah, it
what
was like a
is-
studded
like-
choker.
Oh, man.
Yeah, nah,
I think my mom
Oh.
tried with me once to have the wrist like bungee cord thing.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I think I remember that. I don't know if I was getting lost so much as they were not looking for me.
Honestly,
'Cause I
based
was
on what you've described as your risk tolerance as a child, I think your ass was wandering off.
No, I would be in the store and I would just be playing in like the clothing racks. Because what the fuck else?
Oh,
am I
you
doing
mean the
with my
places
mom?
where like a child can hide and not be seen?
Yeah, I would hide.
but then
my
my
mom said I would
mom
hide
would
in underwear racks.
My mom would walk away. Like, you don't walk away without your kid.
Yeah, but they don't know that you're there because you're in the rack, man.
Yeah.
You
Out of
I
sight,
never
out of
got the kid.
mind.
You know the kid was with you.
You were hiding, dude.
And then you go. Hey,
As a
before
mother,
I leave-
I support her in this position.
You're a
He
mother.
hates Kory.
I don't hate Kory. I'm just saying he's playing with the parents when his ass was hiding in the mall.
What's crazy? A crazy memory for me is smoking in the mall.
I feel like your childhood was like a Sum 41 music video.
Definitely had guys.
Verse one, you're like,
smoke
throwing gasoline-filled water balloons off of like a
Mom
highway
said,
overpass.
Mom said I should have had it up.
Then like verse two, you go to the
Abortion.
mall, and then like the cop comes over with like a stick and goes like, "You guys!" And then you get chased out of the mall on your skateboards.
That is what it was like.
And then
that
the
is
third
music
one-
for people who are like 12, so this tracks.
The third
is
one
kind of
is
what it
like
was
a pool party, but the pool is just fucking stuffed. There's like 500 kids in the pool, and you're
Never did
playing
that,
the
though.
instruments on like the diving board.
Yep.
We were smoking in like
The
everywhere.
boys'
else.
room. Oh.
We used to, me and my friend, damn, yeah, maybe we were, I'm like, damn, growing up was weird, huh? We used to go to a laundromat in the winter because they allowed you to smoke. So it was a place that sheltered us from the elements that we could smoke in. Me and my friends would hang out at the fucking laundromat.
Just where everybody wants you to be smoking.
Yeah,
where their
like-
clothes are gonna smell like smoke.
I just, you cause like some marital strife. Dude just coming home from the laundromat, his wife's like, "Why do your clothes smell like smoke?" He's
Yeah,
like, oh, it's
yeah,
a bunch
yeah,
of
yeah.
fucking
Well,
11-year-olds at the
everyone-
laundromat. We're chain smoking.
Everyone else in there doing laundry was also chain smoking.
Oh, okay.
That place
okay,
was a cloud.
okay.
Yeah. Never went back after my friend pulled a want to see something cool and broke a machine open to steal all the money. And,
Yep.
Man,
and then we-
you
and then
want
we
to say
were
something
all-
cool is a precursor to a lot of shit for you.
A lot of
we
crime.
were all arrested. And sadly, one of our friends was not considered a minor and never saw him again. Went to jail, gone for a long time.
Guantanamo.
I stopped going out for Halloween at like 10 because there was like several years where kids had like paintball guns with frozen paintballs.
Oh no.
I knew a kid who would leave eggs outside for like the whole year so they'd be extra rotten. That's the thing. I never did any of these bad things I'm talking about. I was just like
He was
the
just friends
bystander
with all the
kid.
kids.
Yeah.
I was friends with everyone. Everyone fucked with me.
What you said it on a podcast like can't be admissible as evidence anyway. So
Yeah, it's long enough ago. You know, I was,
They're still
I
investigating
think I was
the crime.
I was a very easygoing kid, and I was also younger than everyone I knew. And I think people were like, "Oh, we can get this little kid high, and he just laughs and shit. This is great." And I think that, yeah,
and getting a 9-year-old high is kind of insane.
that was diabolical. That was cruel.
Where you'd be like, oh damn, like fucking Sharon, Lois, and Bram sounds so much better.
I do. Did I ever tell you about how my friend Dominic convinced me that we should smoke cigarettes off the floor outside of church when all the adults go back in? And then the next day at school, they gave us an AIDS PSA, and I was 100% convinced that I now had it. And I tearfully had to tell my mom and dad that I was going to die from the AIDS. I definitely.
Mom, I have AIDS.
I was like blubbering while I was telling them. I'll never forget it. I remember afterwards, the principal was having a really earnest, like, all right, y'all, you could ask anything you want. You don't have to be bashful. Just be upfront with me. And the first kid raises his hand and goes, if you have AIDS, can your dick explode? And starts laughing. And then the principal was like, no more questions. No more questions if you can't handle it. God.
That kid now, a senator.
Yeah. I'm normal now, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, you're
Unless you're
normal?
control-
Here's a picture of a guy's eyes. Tell me what his innermost thoughts are.
He's horny.
Horny?
Plus two,
No,
plus two,
sorry.
plus two,
Very
plus
close.
two.
Horny, he was
Plus
aroused. Guess what? You got it.
Yes.
My dad cut into his finger on the table saw. Guys, yeah, my dad cut his finger, came upstairs, he was like holding his finger and he's like green. He's like, I don't need to go to the hospital. I don't need to go to the hospital. My mom's like, you need to go to the hospital. You need to go to the hospital. And like me and my brother go downstairs and look at the table saw and there's like a piece of meat on it and we're like,
Let's light it on fire!
we came upstairs, we're like, go to the hospital, go to the hospital.
I truly think this is my last memory of things getting set on fire. But I remember a friend of mine calling a bunch of us over. We're in this like big park, and he goes, "Check this out!" And he takes off his flannel
Check
shirt.
this out.
He takes off his flannel, lights it on fire, and goes, "It smells like a steak, doesn't it?" It was like really serious about it too.
That's crazy.
The whole bit was, dude, I found out if I burn my shirt, it smells like
It
steak.
smells like a steak. It honestly did. It really did. It really did.
How did he find that out? Was it half burnt when you got there?
It was the same guy who did the gasoline pants thing. So
That guy was just a pyromaniac, I think.
yeah, no, he was also the one who burned the house down.
Okay, there's a pattern here. That's the same guy. All your
Yeah,
stories
nah.
was the same guy.
And the knife cane. Knife cane too.
When I was a
And
kid,
the breaking into the
Lot
laundromat.
more sense. Okay, this was all one person.
Honestly, yeah, I told this. There was one other guy in one of those stories, and all the rest were just this one guy.
Was he over 18?
No.
is
Oh,
he now?
wasn't the guy who went away forever.
Oh yeah, now he's he was older than me, so he's probably like 45 or 46 now.
That's crazy.
Damn.
You ever throw like a party
Or dead. Or
In-
dead, by the way.
in high school and you like, or in college, and you invite your friend, and then your friend shows up with like one random middle-aged person, and you're like, "What the hell are you doing here?" No,
No.
Nah.
we
I
threw
threw-
a party in college, and like a friend's friend came. We were like, "That's fine." And then she brought a dude who was literally like 52 years old.
That's,
And
that's weird.
He pulled out like a Ziploc bag and was like, "Do you guys want some hash?" And we were like, "No, man, no, we don't."
Some
That
hash.
sucks so much.
What are you doing here?
I threw a New Year's party at my house once, and I deigned to never do it again because I was paranoid the whole time. And then like a couple of friends locked themselves in my parents' room and fucked on my parents' bed.
That's sick.
Oh no.
I
No,
was
that's
fucking
awesome.
mad.
Dude,
Blame you.
that happened to
I was
me
like, I
in
have
university once.
3
Except
other
it
beds,
was my
man.
bed.
I was gonna say, wait, why were your parents with you in university?
Some mutual friends had intercourse on my bed. And they did the thing where like they snuck away, and the whole time they were sneaking away, they were like, and then when they were gone, they were like not surreptitious. And then when they came back, they were like, I just had to go outside for a minute. And then like, so a day later, I just dropped in a story. I was like, yeah, man, it sucks pretty bad. I just found out I have really bad bed bug infestations
Oh,
on my
no.
mattress.
Oh,
They
fuck.
were like, no, you don't. And I was like, don't fuck on my bed. That's disrespectful.
Incredible.
I would have preferred they fucked on my bed. I felt like disrespected that they fucked on my parents' bed, man.
I have the opposite problem. My parents bragged about fucking on my bed at one point.
That's just
no.
That
degenerate,
is-
man.
Yeah, I don't talk to them
Insane.
anymore.
Bragging about it is crazy.
That's wild.
That's like a fucking, like they rezzed you because they brought you into this world and then they just one-tapped you again. It's like they had you just to prank you. Like that's fucked up.
The fucking dorkiest analogy I've ever heard, but I love it.
Jesus Christ. Who's doing this?
You
I was gonna say, I feel bad if it hits
motherfucker.
Kory though.
Why?
Because he's got 3-star and we all have 5.
Then why don't you just pick someone, man?
That's see, I agree with Apollo on this one. I don't like this mealy mouth. Like I resent having the my hand
I'll
on the
pick you every
gun.
time from now on, no
I wish
problem.
I didn't have to shoot anybody. Bang! Give me your coins.
No problem. I'll pick you every time.
No, I'm joining him, so you have to pick both of us every time, which
There you
evens
go.
it out.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do now?
Here we go. Nuts
I'm
on the
sticking
table.
Ryan.
I get it. I'm more detestable. I understand.
More
Grew up with a silver spoon in my mouth just because my friends weren't lighting each other on fire every fucking day.
Friend
like
Doors
riding
unlocked,
our bikes
man.
and shit.
Friend singular.
We were still finding like bags of pornography in the woods. That's a real
Oh,
one.
everybody. Yeah. Love that.
Oh, I guess my story doesn't mean shit then. Never mind. Let's go out and my cock file off. I can't sing about a ticking clock. Said I sucked a cock. I sucked a cock for you. and I swallowed two. And it was all yellow.
Oh no!
Never said it was an orgasm that he
Sucking the cock
swallowed.
with a kiss is really funny.
In your eyes. You guys like Peter Gabriel?
Of course.
In your eyes, I am complete. In your
eyes.
In your eyes, my penis sleeps.
In your eyes.
Oh, okay.
For all my semen, for all my cum. I can feel you coming in my hair tonight. Wait for it, wait for it.
No.
Oh, Gord. And I've been waiting for this semen all my life. Where is your member? And the penis is slow. It's different for you and me. Do you remember the 20th time you sucked my member? We were breaking the confines of gender and sucking the night away. You can't hate it because I woked it. I woked it.